Namaste children. Today we are going to discuss the concept of the elements. What is meant by elements? Let's have the definition here. Elements are nothing but pure chemical substances which are made up of only one kind of atoms. Pure chemical substances which are made up of only one kind of atoms. Means in the elements we found only one kind of atoms. And these elements we cannot further split into the simpler substances by giving the heat, light, electricity. For example, if you take carbon is an element. This carbon, we cannot split them into simpler substances by giving the light, heat, electricity or even the pressure also. With the help of the elements in the nature or in the universe, what are the compounds we are finding? That all the compounds will be formed with the help of the elements only. So we can call as elements are building blocks of the building blocks of compounds. Whatever the compound you take, that compound must need the help of the elements. With the combination of the elements only, we found the compounds in the nature. Till now, 118 elements are found in the nature, or even we found 118 elements. Out of this, we got 92 elements are naturally. Remaining elements were we found that they can't call as synthetic elements. Synthetic elements. What is meant by synthetic element? The elements which are made in the laboratory. We can call them as laboratory elements also. Out of this 92, 80% of the elements are metals. And these metals we found in we found these elements in the nature in the combined state or free state or in the crushed state. Characteristics of the elements. What are the characteristics of the element? Elements are said to be homogeneous in nature because they are made up of only one kind of atoms. First one is homogeneous in nature. Means they show equal properties, uniform composition will be there. Why? Because they are made up of only one kind of atoms here. For example, if you take copper element, copper element contain copper atoms. Right? And if you take iron also, whatever the element you take, they made up of one kind of atoms only. For example, iron element, iron atom. Next one is elements can exist in free state. Elements can exist in free state. Means atom, single atom or combined state. So we can say that is molecule. So let's see here. We found hydrogen, oxygen, right? Helium, neon, argon, phosphorus, sulfur, Like that, here if you observe these are the elements we found in the nature. Helium, neon, argon, we can say them as monoatomic elements because in this only one atom is present. For example, if you go for the hydrogen and oxygen, they are found in the nature in the form of molecule. How? Because they are combining each other to form a molecule. Single atom of the hydrogen is unstable, that's why they are forming the molecule. Here we are getting the H2 molecule and O2 molecule. We can say them as diatomic molecule. And coming to the phosphorus, polyatomic, sulfur also polyatomic. Like that, different kind of atomicity will be maintained by the elements. Next, third one is elements can exist in three are solids, liquid, gaseous states. So some of the elements we found in the solid states, liquid state and as well as the gaseous state. So for example, if you take H2O2 are gaseous state, mercury, bromine are the liquid state, solid state, magnesium, aluminium, silver, many elements we found them into solid state. Like this, many elements will found in the three different states. Most of the elements we found in the nature are solids. Next, we are going to discuss fourth one is elements cannot be broken into the simpler substances. Elements cannot broken into the simpler substances by giving heat, light, electricity. For example, if you take hydrogen, it is an element. We cannot subdivide into simpler parts of the simpler substance of the hydrogen by giving heat, light, electricity. Whereas H2O, we can divide this H2O into simpler substances by giving the light and the electricity because it is not an element. Fifth characteristic is all the elements will made up of the atoms only. The smallest particle or the smallest particle of any element is nothing but atom, which shows all the properties of the element. Means different atoms of the different elements will show the different aspect ratios, like in size or in the mass or in the composition also. For example, if you take sodium, sodium is an element containing the sodium atoms. Whereas chlorine contains chlorine atoms. The properties and size of the chlorine atom and the sodium atom will be different in nature. Next, sixth one, the atoms of the different elements combined together in a fixed ratio will form the compounds. Atoms of different elements combined together forms compounds. For example, H2O, CO, etc. here if you look at here, hydrogen, it is an atom of the hydrogen element. Oxygen, it is an atom of the oxygen element. So different atoms of the different elements combining here in a fixed ratio. How can we say this is a fixed ratio? Because H2O, if you observe, the ratio of the H2O we can take as this: 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom combining together. Hydrogen atomic mass is 2 and oxygen atomic mass is 16. If you take 2:16, 2 1 jar, 2 8 jar. So 1:8. 1:8 means hydrogen will be in the 1 ratio, whereas the oxygen will be in the 8th ratio. Like that, in a fixed ratio, they will form the compounds. Now we are going to discuss about the types of elements. Based upon some properties, we divide the elements into 3. They are metals, non-metals, and metalloids. So now we are going to discuss about the metals. So coming to the metals. What is metal? Metal is nothing but the element which shows malleability, ductility, and even conduct electricity are called metals. Most of the metals we found in the nature in solid state only, except mercury. Except mercury, the mercury we found in the nature in the liquid state at room temperature. Remaining all are like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silver, like many metals we found in the nature are in the solid state. The most abundant metal which we found in the nature is aluminium. Even though it is found in abundance, it is very costly. Why? Because it is more reactive metal, so it will take more process to extract the aluminium from its ore. Now we are going to discuss about the properties of the metal. So here the properties of the metals. First one is metals are malleable. What is meant by malleable? Any elements can be beaten into thin sheets. The property we can call as a malleability. All the metals will not show the same malleability. Different metals will show the different malleability property. For example, gold and silver will show the highest malleability property, whereas aluminum foil will be used for the food wrapping. Copper and aluminum both will be used for the making of the utensils, and iron sheets are used for the construction of the vehicles bodies. Like this, different metals will show the different properties. But here, exception is there. If you take the zinc, if you beat the zinc will not show the property of the malleability. Means it cannot be converted into the thin sheets. What is the exception? Zinc. Second property is metals are ductile. Means what is meant by ductile? The metals which can be drawn into the wires are called ductility. As we discussed in the malleability, all the metals will not show the same malleability. Same in the case of ductility also. all the metals will not show the same ductility process, the property. Different metals will show the different ductility. For example, if you take the gold, 1 gram of gold will be drawn into the 2 kilometers of the wire. Like silver and gold will show the more ductility property in the metals. By the help of this ductility property only, we are using the copper and aluminum metals in the case of electric wiring. Some of the metals will not show the ductility property also. They are zinc, antimony, arsenic. These are the 3 metals which will not show the property of the ductility. Coming to the third property, metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Just now we discussed about the metals are ductile. In that, we are using copper and aluminum in case of electrical wiring. Why we are using that? Because they are good conductors of electricity. So like that, different metals are there, will show the different conductivity of the heat and electricity. The metals which allow the electricity to pass through it is called electrical conduction. In that, silver is the best electrical conductor, followed by the copper, gold and aluminum. Even though copper is a good conductor of electricity and as well as it is a good conductor of heat also, but copper and aluminum will be used for the electrical wiring because they are cheaper than the silver. And even copper and aluminum are using for the home utensils, kitchen utensils because they are good conductors of the heat. In this metals also, some exception is there. One is lead. Lead is the poorest conductor among all the metals. And mercury, iron, these are the 2 will maintain the low electrical conductivity because they are offering the more resistance. Fourth property is metals are generally hard. We discussed this point earlier also. Metals are very hard in nature. Because of this hardness only, we are using in construction field. So most of the metals we found in nature are hard. But some of the metals are soft also. They can be cut with the help of the knife. They are sodium and potassium. Iron will show the more hardness among all the metals. That's why we are using the iron for the construction process of the buildings. The fifth property is metals are having a high density. So because of their construction, the closely packed construction of the atoms inside of the metals, they will show the property of high density. So here in this property, some of the metals will show high density, some of the metals will show the low density also. For example, if you take mercury and lead, will show the highest density, means we can call them as a heavier metals, whereas sodium, potassium and lithium, these are the lightest metals. In this, lithium is very lightest metal also. The density of the iron metal is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. So this is about the density of the metals. Usually metals will have the high density. Sixth property is majority of the metals we found in the state of solid except mercury. The mercury is a metal we found in liquid state at the room temperature. Remaining all the metals are solid in nature. Coming to the seventh point is high melting point or high boiling point. Usually metals will show the high melting and high boiling points. The metal which you are using in the bulb, it is tungsten. Tungsten is having the melting point is 3410 degrees Celsius. So that much of the melting point is there for the tungsten, and least melting point of the metal is sodium and the potassium, which is less than 100 degrees Celsius. So different metals will show the different melting points. Eighth property is metals are lustrous in nature. Most of the metals will show this property. What is lustrous? The shining appearance of the metals is called lustrous. So because of this lustrous property, silver and gold are used for the making of ornaments. Next, coming to the metals are sonorous. What is in the sonority? Metals, if you are hitting with any hard substance or hard bodies, they will give the ringing sound. This ringing sound, which is produced by the metals, are called sonority or sonorous. Because of this property, we are using the metals for the purpose of bells, calling bells, even the school bells. Coming to the 10th property, metals have high tensile strength. Means the metals which hold the more weight, which can bear more amount of weight. That's why the metals which are used for the construction of the buildings and bridges. But in the metals also, there is an exception for the case of the tensile strength. Sodium, potassium, zinc. These are the three metals which are having a low tensile strength. They will not hold the weight more. Coming to the 11th property, metals usually have silver and grey color. Most of the metals will be found in the form of silver, like silver color and grey color. But gold is appearance in yellow color, whereas copper will appearance in reddish brown. Like this, we discussed about the different properties of the metals. Applications of metal. Nowadays, everywhere we can see the metals. Metals are playing very key role in our daily life. We are using these metals everywhere, every day, every place. The metals and their alloys, mixing of the many metals, are using in our daily life in wide varieties. Like manufacturing of the cars, buildings, ships, boats, cycles, motor vehicles, trains, wherever, whatever you take, metals will be there. And these all applications are made up of metals and their alloys only.